MMO, MMORPG, MMORTS, MMOFPS, simulation, roguelike, and platformer. What do all of these have in common? They're all video games. Right, but what else? There's a 95% chance your child is playing them. Welcome to Millennial Moment. My name is Brittany, and in this video, I'll be sharing video game safety tips for parents. In case you can't tell from my level of enthusiasm throughout this video, I'm a gamer myself, which is exactly why I want to share all the things that I personally know about video games. Firstly, there is a difference between online gaming and offline gaming. Online gaming obviously requires an internet connection to play, while offline gaming doesn't. We'll explain the risks of both later in this video. As technology over the years has advanced, so has the frequency of video games that provide online interactions. Now, that level of interaction is different game per game, which makes it more difficult for parents to monitor what their kids are playing. Children spend over 2 hours a day during the week gaming and almost 5 hours a day on the weekends. That time spent actually increases with their age too. So here are some quick facts that you should know about gaming. Some games let your child play and chat with anyone in the world. Some games encourage players to buy other elements like expansions to the world or extra inventory. If a player leaves a game in the middle of a mission or a battle, chances are they're going to be penalized within the game. What do kids do while gaming online? Well, they play together, they trade virtual items, they share information, or they even watch other people play. Now let's talk about the risks of gaming both online and offline, but we'll start specifically with online gaming. Stranger danger. The biggest risk of online gaming is interactions with other players. Not everyone may be who they say they are. So encourage your young gamer to be wary of strangers online and who they choose to talk with. Some tips are to check the settings on gaming devices, keep those devices in shared family spaces, place sound on speakers, not headsets, turn on notifications on your account, or set up your child's account and check on it regularly. Encourage your child to create a group of gamers that they know in everyday life. And finally, play together. It gives you hands-on experience, but it also helps your child feel comfortable enough to come to you if something happens with someone online. Cyberbullying. Another important risk is cyberbullying and online hate. The internet breeds a whole new level of anonymity, which is why you need to be open and proactive as a parent. Some tips are to block, report, and mute anyone who trolls or bullies your child in game. Disable any voice chats in games, and avoid letting your child use forums online that aren't age appropriate. There are a handful of risks that come with both online and offline gaming. Gaming addiction. Over the past few years, it has been a topic heavily discussed with parents. The World Health Organization, otherwise known as WHO, placed gaming on the same list as other addictive behaviors such as alcohol and gambling. While there's still debate between experts on whether or not it should be included as an addiction, it's still something to think about. It's important to note that WHO's criteria deals with extreme cases of behavior, so a young gamer spending their weekend playing a new game wouldn't necessarily count as an addiction. Some tips are to review what they're playing and for how long, apply time limits or a schedule of allowed gaming, and encourage them to take breaks. Health of a gamer. While many newer games and technologies are beginning to implement physical activity, gaming is still a sedentary way to pass the time. By encouraging your child to take a break every hour that they play a game, you can help them avoid the risks of injuries such as deep vein thrombosis. Breaks also give an opportunity for a change in activity so they don't spend all their afternoon in front of a screen. It's important to mention that there's no direct link between video game violence and violent behavior offline. Some tips are to review the child's gaming diet, encourage regular breaks, be cautious of photosensitive epilepsy, play video games together, or propose alternatives to gaming. Purchases and gambling. Many games, especially mobile ones, offer in-game or in-app purchases. They're often referred to as freemium games because you can download them for free, but usually you're bombarded with ads and pop-ups to buy something that will advance you within that game. One of the biggest examples is Fortnite, where players can pay to unlock new outfits or dances. A common term you hear while gaming is loot boxes. These are mystery digital boxes that offer in-game items that could be valuable to the player if they're lucky. It's been debated if this could be considered gambling. Some say it's not because there is no monetary value of items won outside of the game, but others argue against that. Some tips are to review ongoing gaming costs, use parental controls, set up email on devices to flag purchases, don't buy items from websites outside of the game itself, and use gift cards instead of credit cards to make purchases. Note that there are risks to free-to-download games and apps. Check and research apps that children plan to download, stick to legitimate websites, explain the risks of downloading free games and what your child should do if something goes wrong. Set online boundaries and agree which websites and apps are okay for children to use. Check out the blog in the description for cybersecurity tips when it comes to video games. According to Wired magazine, here is a tiered list of technology safe for your children. Things to use freely: video chats with family, co-viewing, it can spark conversation and help kids evaluate messages. Skill building and creating, find free resources like iMovie, Wattpad, or Roblox to encourage creativity. Affinity groups like the Harry Potter Alliance can foster positive deviance or common behaviors that solve problems. Music, audiobooks, and podcasts boost creativity, language development, and mood. Here are some things to use moderately: interactive ebooks, movies and TV shows that are age appropriate, TV/video that promotes physical activity like The Wiggles or Kids Bop, active video games through consoles like Xbox Connect, Wii, and Nintendo Switch. And to use occasionally, YouTube. Be sure to only give access to YouTube Kids, which provides a version of the service oriented towards children. It has curated selections of content, parental control features, and filtering of videos deemed inappropriate viewing by kids 12 and under. And finally, things to use sparingly: screens before bed, background TV, and screens during meal times. And here is some bonus information for this video. There's some extra tips just for you to know. Check the age rating of any games your child plays. By getting involved in your child's gaming hobby, you can make sure they're playing a game appropriate for them. Keep in mind that ratings of a game don't include alterations and downloads for that game. Play games together with your child and keep the technology in shared rooms, not in bedrooms. Talk about what information is and isn't appropriate to share with someone online. Be open and honest about the financial costs of games and agree on how much money they'll spend and where they'll spend it every month. Ensure the accounts are set up by you and are attached to regularly checked email addresses. It's no longer strange to know someone who makes a living from playing video games. It's becoming a bigger industry than many predicted, and with the rising ease of access to technology, children are being exposed to the internet earlier and earlier in their lives. For some, video games offer players an escape from reality. For others, the social aspects of games can help children feel connected. However, both sides require guidance and supervision on what to play and when to play. Here at Northeast Insurance Services, we're more than insurance. We protect what means the most to you, and we built our business on connecting with our clients. Down in the description below, you'll find a link to download a list of useful resources for parents. In the comments below, feel free to ask any questions you have about video game safety or share any resources that you think are super important. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you're interested in any more insurance information, check out this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Millennial Moment.